Happy Saturday, everyone. We are back in the pod today.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
So, Dr. T, what's going on? How you doing? I haven't what we weren't we were what did we do? We ran a rerun last Saturday.
Yeah, because we had your event,
Oh yeah,
which
we did.
turned
That
out
popped off. That
wonderful.
popped off last Saturday.
Yeah, let's get into it because that was a very informative event. Being, up close and personal outside of the pod, just watching you in your element. It was just a really good event last week. And I was um, very excited that you brought this to the community. It was a free event. The attendees, they received so much knowledge and information. So kudos to you. Shout out to the Queen of Carlo.
So last Saturday we had Keys to Confidence car buying seminar, and in the building, I want to thank the people that actually supported me, right?
Yeah,
And first, I want to thank the presenters. We had Kevin Williams, who
yeah,
is I think an AP
yeah.
at Huntington Bank. And he
Mm-hmm.
talked about small business grants, small businesses,
Mhm.
helping small businesses. And then we had
Gus?
we had Gus,
Yeah,
which
Gus
he has
was
his
my boy.
own agency, he's an independent agent.
Mhm.
And and then we had Lakeisha Moore.
Mhm.
She's actually an agent for Farmers Insurance,
Yep.
and she talked about well, they both talked about the value of insurance. And
Mhm.
let me just give my spiel on the value of
Because
insurance,
he
right?
had insurance or something like that. Esurance. What was the name of his, Gus? Was it Esurance? Yeah,
Mm,
that was the name of it, Esurance.
mm-mm,
It was something with an E.
mm-mm,
I don't know, Gus, but I
mm,
appreciate you, sir.
mm-mm. No, so Gus actually took everything to the car. He was a
Listen,
gentleman.
Gus
He took
helped
he
put the
did.
room together
He
before the
did.
car. So I have to give a shout out to him wherever he is. He listen, your mama raised you right.
He did. He came in, what you need, help us put stuff together. At the end, he took everything to my car.
Even after Regina kept having him stand out there because she wasn't unlocking the car.
No, I thought it was unlocked. First of all, I'm not gonna leave my car unlocked.
That's true.
Right. I don't care if you coming in. If you're coming in for a minute to get some and you are in the building for 2 minutes or 3 minutes,
Clink
guess
clink.
what? My door is gonna be locked.
Clink clink.
Because you know what? It doesn't take a minute for somebody to grab some and be gone.
That's true.
Not just at Christmas time, but I just, not
Personal stuff.
yeah, I mean I got my stuff in there, right?
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna tell you what I left in the car. But yeah, it wasn't a gun.
Hey.
It wasn't a gun.
Hey. I don't
But
know
yeah.
nothing.
And shout out to who was that? That was the presenters. And then shout out to Commissioner Angela Powell.
Yeah,
She
Commissioner.
showed up. She was there the entire time.
Mhm.
So yeah, we got she showed up, but she's helped me work a relationship with a credit union.
Mhm.
And we talked about in the beginning how you can get in the somebody can introduce you, can get in the room, but
Mhm.
you have to be able to mold and work that relationship, Dr.
Yeah,
T, right? You
absolutely.
have to be able to nurture it, stroke it, have conversations, and get in the room.
You know what I really enjoyed too? I hadn't seen Commissioner Powell or Isha Branner in a while, and I was able to hug them and say, "I love you, sis." And
Yeah.
that was a monumental moment for me because I'm in a space right now where I want all y'all to know I love y'all. So those people who showed up for you, that was so good. And I love how Commissioner Powell said, "Listen, get in the room." She's working with also Huntington Bank on some
Yeah,
things.
yeah, for home
Yeah,
buying. Yeah.
for home buying. So that was good information that she brought to the table as well.
So let me give a shout out to Isha Banner. Shout out to her. I call her she's a community activist. She showed up and she stayed the whole time too.
Mhm.
We're actually going to be getting together and meeting in 2026, and we're going to form a partnership.
Mhm.
And then shout out to Brenda Carter. Brenda Carter couldn't make it, but she sent Jonathan, who is part of her team. So and Jonathan lit up the room. His personality, we all just kind of got along and
Mhm.
loved on each other and had a good time. And those are things I actually love because when people show up for you and they
Mhm.
support you, that just is so awesome, right?
Mhm.
But let me just say this. So for 2026, you really need to look in your circle, right? And you need to see how can you benefit from that person.
Mhm.
How can you benefit in a good way?
Mhm.
How can you nurture that relationship?
Yeah, because relationships are mutual. So I totally understand it. It's a give and take, and
Mhm.
especially a healthy relationship. So you should be able to gain something from each other.
So you know what? So this is what I get from you. So I take your knowledge, your therapy, because when I get ready to step off that ledge, probably every other day,
Mm.
looking like when
Mm.
I get ready to step off that ledge, we have that conversation. And it don't necessarily have to be that talking about that issue, that problem right then and there,
Mhm.
but it's about being able to just have that soothing voice, you
Oh,
know.
my voice be soothing.
Yeah, and because you know what, it's
Ah.
it's it's not even about me calling you. Sometimes it might be just you be just calling, "Hey girl, how
Hey,
you doing?"
girl.
You know what I mean? And at that time, it's like, "Hey," you know what I
Mhm.
mean? You just checking on me, you
Unless you
know.
unless you in work mode and you don't feel like being bothered. Be like, "What's up? What?"
Well, I'm quick. I am quick when I'm in work mode, and most of the time, I'm in work mode at my desk. You
That's
know,
right. Mhm.
and the reason I'm in work mode because I gotta get it.
Mhm.
When I go to work, people understand I don't get paid unless I sell a car, so I have to continue to nurture relationships, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to have you because I want to say you are the most person. The most. You're the person that has sent me the most referrals
Mm.
in my life since we've been together. People have
Oh, yeah.
referred business to me,
Yeah.
but we got a young lady on the show. I sold her husband and her a car.
Hey, hey.
So and her sister-in-law,
Mhm.
mother,
And
her
mhm.
mother-in-law.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so
Well,
I thank God for you.
mhm.
And but one thing, like I said, in 2026, we need to look in the room and see how we can help one another. And I'm gonna get off my little box for this one because I know we got our word today. But people don't realize that how much that I can offer being at the dealership and partnership and way we grow things together.
Mhm.
People come, I want to add, I want this, but people didn't look at, what? How can we work together?
Mhm.
How can we do things differently in 2026? So I'm talking to y'all. So if you want to form a partnership, you want to do something, let's sit down, let's talk. We have a new general sales manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. He's actually from L'Enfontaine. I think he worked for L'Enfontaine for 15 years. He is an Afro American man. And he has a lot of great ideals, and he's about giving back. The one thing about L'Enfontaine, let me just say this, even though I don't care for L'Enfontaine, they were about the community. They were about giving back and doing different things. You
Mhm.
know, so you're gonna see some showing up differently and just being in the room
Mm.
at different
Good.
events.
That's good. Good. Shout out to the new manager, general manager.
Yeah,
Yeah. What is his name again? I
his
can't.
name is Malcolm Perry.
Malcolm. Shout
Yeah,
out Malcolm.
yeah,
Congratulations on your new position.
yeah. So we got our word of the day. I know we only got about a few minutes, but word of the day. Like to see?
Shifting. So, personally, this week I had to shift out of my therapeutic role into my human nature role. Like and I'm serious, I had a lot of things going on. I had a lot of things going on this week, and I had to remind myself to be kind to myself. So I had to be the therapist to the therapist, to be kind and loving to myself and set some boundaries. And you know what? Check out. I had to clock out this week
Hmm.
and just go somewhere and sit down. And I'm thankful for those who checked on me and they heard my tears and they just was like, okay, it's all right. So I had to shift this week. So I had to shift out of my role
Mhm.
as a therapist to a therapist.
But you said it, but you're human.
Yes, I
So
am
the thing
human.
about it is that,
Yeah.
you wear the hat all the time, even when you really don't really realize you're wearing it, right?
Mm.
But you have to realize you are human. You're
Yeah,
just like everybody else when it
that's
comes to
true.
you put your pants on
Emotions
the
and
same
stuff.
way, you
Mhm.
eat the same way we do, you pee
Oh
the same
Lord.
way.
Can
I
we
mean, I
not do the
hope you
things the
wash your
same way?
hands, when you leave the bath before you leave the bathroom. But you do everything, but we do everything, you do everything just like everybody else,
Yeah,
right?
we have a lot of
So yeah,
similarities. Yeah.
but shout out to you.
Mhm.
I got one of those phone calls, maybe a few other people did, but I got one of those phone calls. You said, "Hey," and I said, "Hey," you know, and the conversation is like you have conversation, you
Mhm.
do. This is what I'm
I was
feeling, blah blah
sad.
blah, you
I
know.
acknowledged, I allowed myself to feel. I was
hmm
sad.
You were. Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
So shout out to anybody that's actually grieving. And grieving is not just losing a loved one, but grieving is when you like lose relationships. Things shift, things
Mhm.
change,
Yeah.
and they shift. You
Yeah.
know, and sometimes people don't realize when things shift in life, it may be a good thing for you to shift.
Yeah.
It may be a good thing
Shift
that
is good.
shift is good. It's not
Yeah.
always like bad.
Yeah. But when you think about shifting, people who lose jobs and things like
Mhm,
that, so different types of losses hit you different,
mhm,
right? But shifting is good. Growth is inevitable, and in order for us to learn, to grow,
mhm,
to live, we're gonna have to shift. We're gonna have to do some things. We're not gonna be able to remain the same and be productive.
true. And I say this, it's like you always have to be doing something. You always have to be creating different paths or different things to be able to change the way you do things.
Hmm.
Without giving examples. You can't do the same thing and get different results.
That's
You
true.
got to change a little bit. But if you look at people like around you or things, don't even have to be people that know you,
Mhm.
but what you're doing is what somebody else already did. So only thing you really got to do is take a little bit over here, over there, and then you mold it in what you want to do.
Well, that's true because there's nothing new under the sun, right? So
Exactly.
there's somebody somewhere doing the same thing you're doing. But what I love about God is that your anointing and your creativity belongs to you.
Mhm.
So you can, do some similarities, but when God puts his hand and his stamp on you, it's never going to be the same like everybody else.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So yeah, shift. So those of you who are watching this morning, think about some ways that you are shifting or have shifted already, or think about some things that's going to have to shift. Shift is good. Don't be stuck. Allow yourself. One of the things Regina said in a room, and it made me think. Oftentimes we get stuck. We are loyal to a fault, and she was talking about something like insurance. Like you should shop around for insurance at least once a year, she said, or two times a year is what she actually said. And that got me thinking because I am loyal to a fault. If I have Allstate, I will stay with Allstate until Allstate just go out of business. Because I am loyal
And
to a
Allstate is the
fault.
worst. They got my
Mhm.
they got my
I got
condo
homeowners.
insurance,
I got
you
them
know.
too. They're expensive, but I stay in their hands.
Well,
So
let me just say this. So they are expensive, but when I did my shopping for other insurance companies, um Allstate was the best.
the
You know
best.
what I
That's
mean?
why I won't come off of them.
But when it comes to auto insurance, I mean they can't hang. They are just the worst. I hate to say it. And the reason I say that you should shop your car insurance because it's all about saving. If you could save uh
20.
$300 every
Mhm.
6 months, for your premium. If you
That's
can
real
save
good.
$400, you know what I mean?
If you can say any dollars,
Anything, you
yeah.
make that decision,
Yeah.
but you just have to make sure you compare your coverages to make sure.
Mhm,
That's why I always say it's always good, some people are able to have personal shoppers when they go shopping, right?
mhm,
Why don't you have a person that you deal with for insurance? Let that person be your personal insurance person, you
mhm,
know, so that they can shop different insurance companies,
mhm.
to make sure that you're getting the best rate,
Is that like an insurance broker?
Yeah, so independent broker. So
Oh, okay.
Brad is like an independent broker, which means that he has a pool of insurance companies he deal with. It could be 15, it could be 20. And then when it comes to farmers, Letitia Moore is a farmer's agent, they
Mhm.
only have their small little pool that they have,
Oh, okay.
you know, instead of a huge pool, more options.
Mhm,
But it's all about customer service too, because I deal with both of them, and the customer service is off the chain.
mm,
You know what I mean?
mm.
It is. They follow up, they call because my customers we need that individual attention.
Yeah, plus they want your business.
Yeah,
They
they
want
do.
yeah.
They do. So we gotta do a little bit more a little bit more networking and trying to make some things to happen. But stay tuned for the next Keys to Confidence Carbine seminar. It's going to be even better. I'm going to have that credit union on board, and we're going to be getting ready for Queen's University in 2026. So stay tuned for that. But we got our guest coming up. But
Yes.
today 248. What's that?
905-1128. Call in today, everybody. 248-905-1128. We have mental health specialist in the room, Mrs. Cassandra Cassie Thomas. I'm excited to bring her on. So we'll be right back after this break. Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the queen of car loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
Hey y'all, it's Cassie here. Ladies, when is the last time you hit pause and took some time to refresh yourself?
What's up, everybody? It's Dr. T, and that's exactly what we're doing at the Refresh Her workshop happening January 10th, 2026 in Lake Orion, Michigan.
Get ready for conversations, laughter, and healing with sessions on self-care, mindset renewal, and rediscovering your why.
Plus, you'll enjoy guided reflections, sister circle conversations, and a little pampering too, because you deserve to start the new year off refreshed and restored.
So grab your sisters, your cousins, your best friends, every lady that you know. It's time for us to reconnect, refocus, and reset.
Join us for a day that will remind you just how powerful you are. Because every woman deserves to feel refreshed.
January 10th, Lake Orion, Michigan.
Limited seating, so register down below. And we are back, and we have Cassandra Cassie Thomas in the building. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Woo-hoo. I'm excited. You know, the last time you came on, you were via the computer.
Yeah.
So now you are in the pod. So I'm excited. So what's up this morning?
Hey, I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be in person. I'm glad Regina approved. I can be here in person.
I have no say. Look, I have no say so. But in that, I mean, you know, the door is always open for you.
Always.
I told y'all
Always.
be y'all third co-host.
Always.
Okay.
Always.
2026, we coming.
Oh, we coming.
We
higher than
coming?
2026.
We coming?
All right.
All right. Let's come when we get a bigger
Bring
space.
'em out. Bring 'em out. Yeah, because we gotta have a guest. So we don't have enough space unless we have some. You know, we coming bigger, right?
We coming bigger and better.
The Lord will
2026.
provide. The Lord will provide.
Yes,
Amen.
He will. So I'm excited about today. For those of you all who are watching, I know you saw the commercial with Cassandra and I. We are doing the Refresh Her conference that is happening on January 10th. So I'm excited. You guys want to get your tickets? I'm telling you. So we'll be talking about the Refresh Her. But come on, let's get into today. Regina, I'll share with you. I had asked Cassie, let's kind of talk about grief, which is it aligns with our word of the day. Grief and people's personal choice. I was affected really bad this week, and I shared that earlier. Someone that I loved passed away, and I was unaware that the person was sick. And this is the second person within 60 days. Well, I wouldn't say within, 60 days that I knew personally. And most of you all who are watching, I crossed with Delta Sigma Theta. These were my line sisters, and I was just really devastated, this week. So I asked Cassie, come on, let's talk about grief. Let's kind of talk about what this looks like. Even though I'm a therapist, I need some help too sometimes. So let's get into it.
Absolutely. So this week has been rough for both of us, and I can imagine how it impacted you, especially with the back to back. And then when we talk about our line sisters, these are our sisters. Like we going through up and down, round and round, all of those things. So the happy and the good times. So no blood couldn't bring us any closer. So when you have a loss, it's significant. It impacts you. bringing it back personally. So once everything was happening and I learned the news, I took a minute to process for myself, and then I made some initial calls. And then by the time the end of the workday, I was like, well, let me call Teresa and see, how she's doing. And the conversation initially, we're gonna be real, right? So the conversation initially was like,
Yeah,
I'm
be
okay.
real.
I'm okay.
Mm.
And I was like, okay. So I just held the phone for a second. I said, but how are you? And she said, I'm okay. I waited for a second again. I said, okay, what we doing here? How are you?
Mhm.
And finally,
I
I
was
was like,
able
I
to have
don't
my
have to
moment.
be in the therapy mode. I could be vulnerable in this, which I truly appreciate our relationship and
Yeah.
just even being able to be the opportunity to be the her for her, right? Like what you
Yeah.
would do for somebody else. When I was able to step into that role briefly to say, hey, what's up? And she was like, I don't know. I feel like I'm very emotional. And I said, well, why can't you feel that?
Yeah.
Like you give yourself permission to feel how you feel. So we're gonna do that. Feel how you need to feel. And then the
Mhm.
release came. And I
Yeah.
waited and I held that for a moment. And then she was like, okay, I'm good now. And I said, sometimes we just need to release. Sometimes we have to give ourselves the permission to feel those feelings so
Yeah.
that we can process through them. If we continue to kind of pack them down or even just, kind of fake the funk, we're not helping ourselves. We're really causing more harm than good.
So give us a call this morning, 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. How do you deal with grief?
Yeah.
How do you do? Do you pack it up under the rug and say it's okay and you're not okay? Do you have someone you can call? Or do you get psychology today? I was talking to someone yesterday,
Mhm.
and an individual was like, you know what? I want to talk to Dr. T. I want to do this. I want to do that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, there's psychology today. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the reason I said that because um sometimes, well, because I'm close to you,
Mhm.
sometimes you don't want to push other things on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I
sometimes you
appreciate
got to
that.
protect, you
Mhm.
know. And I had to say, yeah, I'm protecting her. I'm protecting her well-being. I'm
Mm.
protecting her. I'm protecting her circle. I'm protecting her outside her circle, inside. And the reason I'm doing is because, you know, what you do, everybody can't be everybody. You can't be everybody's therapist.
That's
That's
true.
why
That's right.
psychology today,
Yep.
because you
Yeah.
can't. So yeah. So I'm gonna get off that one.
So therapy is a two-way fit, right? So
Mhm.
not only for the client. So whenever you're seeking therapy, you should explore, you should read bios, you should try to get to know a little bit about the therapist, which you can find that
We gotta take
information
a break.
on.
We gotta take a break 'cause I gotta go.
Okay. We'll be
Can you
right back. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the queen of car loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the queen of car loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the queen of car loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875.
And we are back. We had to make a pause for the cause. So Regina stepped out real quick and she'll be back soon. But Cassie, we were talking, so let's get right back into it.
Yeah. So what I was sharing is that therapy is a two-way street, right?
Hmm.
Like it has to be not only a good fit for the client, but it also has to be a good fit for the therapist. And I will be honest and say that once I learned, so as a new therapist, I was like accepting every client, allowing
Hmm.
everybody to come into my space, and I found myself at times being depleted by the end of my
Hmm.
day. Right,
Yes.
I'm like trying to help everybody. People don't listen to you, of course, all the time, so then it's a lot going on. So I was talking to one of my mentors and I was explaining like how I was feeling when I was leaving the office. And she was like, Cassie, you have the right to decline a client.
Mhm.
And I was like, what?
The light bulb went off,
It
right?
went off. And once I was granted permission to be selective about who I help, who I can use my
Mhm.
skills on, who I allow into my space, because we're human, right? So even
Mhm.
going through therapy and as the therapist, sometimes you become depleted as well.
Oh, yes. Oh,
And so
yeah.
once I learned that key, that little tip and trick there, I was able to be more selective about who I was able to service, so that I can be the best person that I can be to help with the therapeutic process.
Mhm.
So even when I'm talking to new clients, I always encourage them to shop around, look
Mhm.
around, and I
Definitely.
have a three strikes you out rule. So if you're trying somebody new, the first appointment is going to be just simply probably paperwork, intake, doing all those things. What are
Mhm.
we working on?
Yeah.
The second appointment may be a follow up on that intake, gaining a little bit more information. Did any questions come up? You know, what is
Mhm.
going on here? And then you may be able to get to some meat and potatoes. But by the third session, you should really know if you have a good relationship, if you feel comfortable, if you vibe with the therapist so that you can be
Mhm.
transparent and comfortable. Because if you don't trust them or you don't like their vibe or their aura or whatever it is, you're not going to be authentically yourself. You're
That's
still going
true.
to hold back. You're not going to be comfortable to kick your feet up and do those things. So then you're defeating the purpose of the process. So I just like to make sure that people are aware that it's a two-way street.
Mhm.
If it works for me as a therapist, great. If it does not work for the client, it's okay. We're going to transition. But if we both agree that it's a good fit, we're going to do the work.
Yeah, that's good. And that's also, I love your three strikes you're out. So, give 3 sessions so you'll know if this therapist is right for you. So Cassie, let's go back to the beginning. Like, what actually got you into this space? It's been a long time. I can't even remember the year,
We
that.
I'll talk about the year. We have to
Yeah,
talk about the year.
okay, okay,
Been a
cool.
long time. I
Yeah,
think
it's been a
it's
long
over
time.
20 years now.
It's been well over 20 years. Yeah.
So coming into this space as a mental health professional, so I'm a psychologist by degree, and coming into this space really was God. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
my initial plan. When I first went to school, I went to Alabama State University, and I was going to be an attorney because I knew I could talk. You
Mm-hmm.
know me. I got that
Yeah,
mouthpiece.
you
I
can
can
do
talk
it.
about
You can do
anything.
it.
So that's what I thought I was going to do. Unfortunately, I didn't have the proper advisement, so I was taking the wrong classes, and I was bored. I took political science classes. Later on, learned that you don't have to do that unless you want to go into politics. So I was bored. I wasn't feeling it. So then I
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, I still want to help people. What else can I do? So it was natural to switch over to a nurse, right? Because that's what we
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah, that's
So
what we
be a nurse.
do.
So
Yeah.
I did that. I did very well in undergrad for nursing and got all the way to the part of being accepted into nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
My GPA was a 3.8. There was nothing else I could do. I had one B in one class, and I did
Mm-hmm.
not get accepted in that cohort into nursing school.
Oh.
I was devastated. And then when I was talking to an advisor, I was like, hey, I have literally one B, the rest all A's. What can I do differently? And she was like, Cassandra, nothing. She was like, because if you do take that class over again, you're going to be competing with the next round of students.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, so what do I do? So then I got the transition to go into human service, right? So then
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
when we became a part of each other's lives.
Yeah.
And from there, it was just like, I'm helping people. I need to learn skills. I never thought I was going to be a one on one therapist, but that kind of just evolved into that as well. Because I thought I would just do like advocacy. I would be doing
Mm-hmm.
speaking engagements, teaching. I enjoy teaching people. But it worked out how it's supposed to work out. And the clients that I have, I've had for years, right? People think that sometimes you just come to therapy for the crisis,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there is a such thing as maintenance too.
There is. I have clients that have been with me 6 years
Mhm.
strong. Like they it's not even a question if they're gonna come off the schedule.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. You know what? I never realized the similarities we had. I was in nursing school as well, and I stopped because I just couldn't do the cadavers. I was like, "Mm-mm, I'm not going to the morgue."
Hmm.
And so is it still a desire to finish that degree?
No, ma'am.
No?
No, ma'am.
I still think about my nursing degree. I was like, I should finish that up. It's only a couple of classes. I should do it. But then Fred be like, girl, bye. So
No, no, no. So for me, it was like, no, I moved on to something else. But I really was at that age and at that stage in life, I was a young mom trying to figure out some things. What career could I get that was lucrative? Like I needed to
Mhm,
be doing something.
mhm,
But as I continue to be prayerful and mindful of like, well, God, put me where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like those maybe closed doors or no opportunities was really just pushing me into a different purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
trying to not, of course, in the moment it feels devastating. Like, what do you mean? I'm at the top of my class. How did I not get
Listen,
accepted?
only
But
a B.
yeah, that's it. It was one, literally
Mm.
one. And so realizing those things, it really just shows you divine purpose and timing, that it's not always about what you think or what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just really about relying on your faith and following the path.
That's good. Good morning, everyone. We got people saying good morning to
Good
us. Good morning,
morning.
Jennifer Dooley. Good morning, Clarissa Payne Granberry. Good morning, Dominique Eddington. Good morning, everybody. Listen, you can call in and talk to Cassandra Cassie Thomas this morning if you want to. If you have a comment or just want to call in and say hi at 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. So, Cassie, we was talking about the word of the day was shifting, and so let's kind of talk about shifting. When you hear the word shifting as a clinical psychologist, what does that sound like to you?
So when I hear the word shifting, I'm thinking about adjustments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like taking what
Oh, we
life
have a call. Oh, speak. Okay, come on.
taking what so I think about adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of taking the situation that life throws at you and figuring out how to make lemonade out of these lemons.
All right. Yeah.
Really kind of looking at like, okay, I had a path, and I could just use myself as an example. Like I'm a pretty organized person, so to speak. So I like to know the plan, the beginning, the middle, and the end. And most of the time, I'm gonna create the plan, the beginning, middle,
You
and the end.
definitely will create the plan, okay?
I will create the
So let me
plan.
just step in real quick. So working with Cassandra has been a blessing. It has been really, really good in terms of when we get together. I know that she gonna have it all the way thought out. I'm still thinking, I'm jotting stuff down, but she, as she said, has the beginning, the middle, and the end, and we just plug in pieces in. So I really appreciate that about you, but you just push me quicker to hurry up and get to the targeted point. And so yes, all right. So let's go back to this.
Yeah. So I like to be dependable, right? Like I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
whoever I work
definitely.
with or whoever we partner with, I want to make sure that you feel that I'm doing my part in things, right?
Hmm.
I've been a part of groups. I've been a part of projects where, people are not pulling their weight and then that
Yeah.
becomes stressful. So I knew that whenever I started partnering or working with others, that I wanted to be a good contribution, almost to the point, this might be a little selfish of me, but almost to the point to be like, oh, if we don't have Cassie, what are we gonna do? I want to
Mm.
be that key player.
Yeah.
You know what
Come
I
on, the
mean?
puzzle.
I want to
The
be
the
the
finished
puzzle
piece.
piece to help.
Yeah.
So when you think about shifting, you have to be adaptable
Mm-hmm.
because
Absolutely.
life is going to life and people are going to people. If we don't know
People
anything
gonna
else,
be people.
people are going to be people. So we have to learn how to shift, how to dodge those balls, how to really think outside of the box when we are presented with concerns because the immediate answer might not be the one that fits this problem.
That's absolutely true. So we got a couple comments on here. So Clarissa Granberry said maintenance is key. Absolutely,
Mhm.
sis. Maintenance is key. Look, Kayla. Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Kayla.
She has God put me where I'm supposed to be. I love it. You know what? Congratulations to you as well,
Yes, yes, yes.
Kayla, on the ribbon cutting. I'm sorry I could not make it, but I am so excited for you and what God is doing. You have been a pillar in our community. You have been getting people nails together. Shout out to keeping my husband's nails together.
Yes.
You looks out for Fred, and I appreciate you. So yeah, and I like the comment that she put that God put her where she's supposed to be, and she loves it. It's something when God actually. When you realize, you know what, this is what I'm supposed to be
Mhm.
doing. God has me in this space and I'm comfortable in this role. And so let's kind of I know we're going to take a break in a few minutes. When we come back, everybody, we're going to take a few minute break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Refresh Her conference. If you
Yes.
have not gotten your tickets, ladies, grab your sisters, grab your aunties, grab your daughters and your girlfriends. The Refresh Her conference is going to be phenomenal. We have some special things for you, Cassie. What and you want to talk about it real quick before we go to break?
Yeah, so this, I know we're going to break, but for this conference, you do not want to be the one to hear about it, right?
Yeah.
We are, Dr. T and I are specially curating some information and some
Mm-hmm.
things for you all to really be able to walk into 2026 as a refreshed woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giving you the skills to be able to set appropriate boundaries, talking about appropriate mental health, prioritizing the things that you need to do to get into your space of overall well being.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing that the thing that I'm most excited about is for you all to see Dr. T and I working together hand in hand.
Yeah.
We are both of us are clinicians and both of us work very well together, but we also really take pride in being real talk in our therapy,
Oh
right?
yeah.
You are going
Yeah.
to get the authentic version of
Mhm.
what we need to say. We are not just going to give you the clinical DSM version of the information. We're going to break it down to you so that it's tangible and that you understand. We can give you that clinical version, but we just
Absolutely.
really both feel like therapy and how you move forward in positive mental health really is about having layman's conversations and
Yeah.
really being
Real. Layman
transparent and
conversation.
authentic.
Yeah.
And that's something that we believe in. We are both women of faith, so but also both of us are pray with us, but don't play with us. So we
Come
be able
on
to give
here.
you these real life things. So I'm really excited about stepping into this space, creating this safe space for women to get together, be vulnerable in those moments, have a little bit of lunch, do a little bit of networking, but overall leaving as a better version of yourself.
Yes. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
Hi, it's Regina, the Queen of Carolines here, and I have something powerful coming your way.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the Queen of Carlones, at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right, I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
Hey,
Hey y'all, it's Cassie here. Ladies, when is the last time you hit pause and took some time to refresh yourself?
What's up, everybody? It's Dr. T, and that's exactly what we're doing at the Refresh Her workshop happening January 10th, 2026 in Lake Orion, Michigan.
Get ready for conversations, laughter, and healing with sessions on self-care, mindset renewal, and rediscovering your why.
Plus, you'll enjoy guided reflections, sister circle conversations, and a little pampering too, because you deserve to start the new year off refreshed and restored.
So grab your sisters, your cousins, your best friends, every lady that you know. It's time for us to reconnect, refocus, and reset.
Join us for a day that will remind you just how powerful you are. Because every woman deserves to feel refreshed.
January 10th, Lake Orion, Michigan.
Limited seating, so register down below.
And we are back. And y'all see Cassie in the building. Cassandra Cassie Thomas. Listen, I love her so much. She has convos with Cassie and she be putting stuff up, y'all. Listen, when I tell you I go back and look, I have to stare at the screen a few times. Like, you know what? This is real and I love it. So, Cassie, let's get right into the Refresh Her conference. Let's talk about it.
Yes, yes, yes. So again, this is an experience, so an afternoon dedicated to women to really work towards empowering and refreshing yourself as we walk into the new year. So one thing that we talked about, well, you and I talked about, was really laughing in our banter, but really talking about New Year's resolutions, right?
Yes.
And we say, by the time March come, we're not doing that stuff anymore. And then I think you said, no, really by the end of January, we're not doing that stuff anymore. So I was trying to think of some ideas of like, how can we shift that narrative, right? We definitely deserve to refresh ourselves and take a moment like after the holidays, after we all the hustle and bustle of like trying to get things together and being on all the time.
Yes. Let's talk about being on though. I had a statement, and I think I shared this with you, said to me a couple of years ago. One of the owners of, I was working in a Christian counseling establishment, and one of the owners said, "You're always on." And I couldn't understand where she was going with that because I didn't really understand what on one was, but she was more referring to I was always neat, hair done, clothes on. I was presented my best self, and I didn't understand what always on meant because to me that's normal. You go outside, that's almost like you wash your face, you go outside, you do your thing, right? But what she was saying was nothing is never undone about you. So let's kind of talk about always being on, quote unquote.
So always being on for us, and when I say us, I mean specifically for Black women. It's not really an option; it's mandated, right?
Yeah.
The expectation for us is to be twice as nice for half the recognition. And it's unfortunate, but as we continue to evolve and work through, we are noticing and recognizing on more public forums the contribution that Black women make to
Yeah.
everyday lives.
Yeah.
But when people make comments like that, it's almost like shocked and surprised. Sometimes, depending on who it comes from, we can look at that as a microaggression,
Yeah.
right? Like a
Yes.
backhanded compliment.
Yes.
So
And it was.
yeah, and as soon as you said it, I started clutching my pearls
Really?
because I almost couldn't picture who the person was.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
what is meant to be kind of slighted to you is still we wear those things as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to be on. Of course, I'm a professional woman in the workplace. I'm
Yeah.
going to be dressed appropriately. I'm going to have my hair done. And don't come for our hair because that's a whole different topic, right?
It might be a different style every week, but it's gonna be done.
Yes,
Right?
yes, and it's mine. It belongs to me,
Yeah.
whatever I want.
Yeah.
So what that kind of shows you too is just the perspective and the thought of the other person, because then that means that they're comfortable with not being on. They're
Mhm.
comfortable with just showing up as they are and accept it or don't.
Mhm.
A lot of times we don't have that opportunity to really say accept us or don't. Like
Yeah,
we have to
you
make
are
the
true.
impression,
Mhm.
get our foot in the door, then we got to wiggle our hips to get through the door, and we have to do all of these things to
To stay
solidify
inside the
Yes,
door, right?
absolutely. So
Yeah.
when people make comments like that, you really do have to kind of look at the messenger to kind of identify what is the root behind that, because it could very well be a compliment, and I appreciate that, but it also could be something underlining that maybe we need to have a different discussion. Maybe you don't realize that you're supposed to take a bath and get ready to work for work
Maybe
every
cute.
single
Yeah,
day.
you're
Like
supposed to be cute.
maybe
I
you're
mean,
supposed to do that and what
you're
that
supposed to be
means to
cute.
you.
That was my thing. And so, what I really thought about though, Cassie, is I'm providing a service for someone,
Mhm.
right? And if I have people coming in that's undone and not, their best self, and I'm supposed to help them get to that better self, why would they want to sit in front of me if I'm undone and they are too?
Absolutely.
You have two undone people,
Yeah.
or
I
two
can, how
people
can I
who are
trust you to
undone.
help me if you can't help yourself?
Exactly. And me being on, to me, was just me being Teresa,
Hmm.
you know.
Being given 100% as
Yeah.
you always do to everything. It's equivalent to, and not being on would be like going to a barber who can't cut their own hair or
Hmm.
maybe not have a crispy line. And how can I trust that you're gonna make sure I look good
Okay.
if you don't care about how you look or how
That's
you
true.
present yourself? So we are providing services. So of course, and I know I've been to your office before, so it's a relaxed environment. Kick your feet up, lay back, chill, have something to drink. We gonna get to the bottom of things, but it's also about like how you're presenting yourself and your mission to get people to trust and know that they can open up and
Hmm.
know that your information is going to be safe here. I'm a person who is I'm working through some things, but I'm a professional.
You are. You are. I love that about you. And you always show up. So, and not only do you always show up, you always bring out the best in others. So when you show up, you have a way about you that lets others feel comfortable. You create a space that's warm and inviting, and I appreciate that about you
Aw, I
everywhere
appreciate
you
that.
go. So
Thank
kudos to
you.
you this morning.
Thank you.
So what they get when they come to the refresh her?
What you are getting when you come to the refresher conference workshop, we are using those words interchangeably, but what you are getting is some quality tips and tricks on how you can be your overall best self and walk in confidence in the skill that you have, a positive mindset, and just having those tools. You're working with two qualified
Mhm.
clinicians that are educated in not only book work but also in life, right? Like we've been through some things. Each
Mhm.
of us have been through some different things that we can share our experience with and walk through. So you are going to get some authentic, very vulnerable moments. You're going to have some networking opportunities. You're going to get lunch.
Yeah, you gonna eat a little
You're
something.
going to eat a little something. We're going to have some work sheets and work things that we're going to be working through. But really, the overall thing is that when women leave out of that space, you are going to be refreshed. You're going to
Mhm.
be reignited for your passions to continue to grow. And you're going to really leave with the ability to feel like, hey, I can conquer this year and it's going to be my best year yet.
Yeah. And guess what? You'll leave, like Cassie said, you're going to have some tools, but these tools are going to help you throughout the entire year. And what I love about starting the year off like this is that you'll see us more often throughout the year. And so we're going to give you some tools that you're going to take with you. And those tools are going to help you stay restored, stay renewed, stay reignited, but also we'll stay in touch with you. So this is not, okay, we're going to have this conference and that's just a workshop and that's just the end of it. No, you're going to have some partners that is willing to partner with you for the entire year.
And hold you accountable.
Yeah, and hold you accountable. And what I love about Cassandra is she holds me accountable. We actually hold each other accountable, and both of us are busy, but we recognize that each of us are professionals within our own right, and we respect each other. We respect each other's time. We respect each other's input and gifting. And so, because of that, this partnership is going to help you as a woman. And so, please, 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 we're asking you to get your tickets. The tickets are available. Cassie has it on her Facebook page. I have it on mine. You're also able to get it here. You can use the QR code. We have 20 seats left. We want to make sure that you are in those seats. We wanted to make it intimate. We wanted to make sure it was a space where you can come in and be vulnerable. So this is not just a space you're coming in and you're telling people your business. No, this is a space of healing.
Absolutely. And this is also a thought just popped into my mind, right? Remember the old saying, it might not be that old, but people go to therapy not for themselves, but for the people around them who
Yes.
won't, right?
Yes.
So what that means is that you may be the go-getter, you may be the organizer, you may be the planner, you may be the go-to person for your family. People may be calling you and asking you questions that they could have easily Googled before they even called you to try to get those things. But because they trust you and they depend on you and rely on you, they call you for everything. It's a gift and a curse at the same time. It's a badge of honor, but the old saying goes that heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yes.
So we want to be a support for you so that you know how to operate with people who are in your space in that way, setting appropriate boundaries, learning when it's okay to say no. I had to learn that no is a complete sentence. And then I'll teach that. So we want to help you not only feel better about yourself, but also give you those tools when you walk away that your boundaries are appropriate with those around you so that you don't feel depleted by the time March and June comes, that you still have that energy, you still have that pep in your step, you prioritize yourself, and then you allow the help that you can offer to others.
That's good. I love this. And you know what else, ladies? And you're gonna have some fun. Is this sister circle that we're gonna be in is like no other. I know you've gone to other women's conferences, workshops. I know you've done all of that, but this is something different. And so get in the room. Let's get restored. Let's get renewed. Let's get reignited. But most of all, let's get in the room. So if you want tickets, you can get the ticket quickly. If you go to Cassie's page or my page, or even you can get it right here. We'll put it in the comments. And also, if it's someone who's watching, you really, really want to come, there is a $50 investment. Right? This is an investment. If you really, really want to come, but you financially cannot afford to come, if you inbox me or Cassandra, we'll see what we can do. I'm sure we can get a sponsor. And we're only saying this for people who need. There's an absolute need. But women, I need you to, if you got to sacrifice your Starbucks money this week, if you got to sacrifice your Fifth Tavern money this week, sacrifice it and invest it in you.
Absolutely. And we appreciate seeing you there. And you're going to get more than your money's worth.
Oh yeah.
We believe in over delivering. So we will have these skills, these things, these handouts to give away to you that will really leave you empowered and prepared.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to Cassie or myself via Facebook. Also, you can inbox me. I'm not even, if you need to contact me directly, inbox me, I will call you back. So any lasting comments on the Refresh Her?
So one thing that Regina did mention earlier, and I know that the Refresh Her conference will be able to help us prepare for these things, but she made a comment about nurturing relationships and being available for people to show up for you. And I just wanted to piggyback off of that because that would be something that we will discuss. Again, appropriate boundaries, working through how you make yourself available to other people and when you should kind of pull back and when it's okay to push a little bit more, give more of yourself. But reciprocity, right? So
Yeah,
what you can do for me, it may not be what I can do for you, but
that's
I'm
true.
gonna show up for you every single time.
Yeah.
And we have that relationship, right? But that's how
Hmm.
all relationships should be, whether they're friendships, romantic relationships, family ships, any ship that you're
Any
in,
ship.
any ship that
Yeah.
you're in, there should
Hmm.
be a bit of give and take. My talents, we all have different talents, but I should be able to nurture and support you with my talents, and you should do the same for me.
Yeah.
We should have really be, if it's a good relationship, a healthy relationship, there should be a circle, a continuous moment of giving. So
Yes.
if you feel that you are depleted, if you feel that you're questioning these ships that you may be on, and if it's appropriate for you to continue on, this conference will also help support your feelings, your thoughts, validating what you're going through, and leave you
Hmm.
with some clarity on how you operate in these relationships moving forward.
I love that because we kind of talked about being loyal to a fault, and
Hmm.
sometimes we can be loyal to relationships that are not healthy for us, or even they're not good for us at all. And it's okay to release things that are not right. But there's also some relationships that we can actually do better in, right? So I am learning to make sure that I show up. And just show up in my capacity. I love how you talked about that because we're not going to show up the same, but the fact that I came, give me credit for that. Give me credit for what I bring to the table. It may not be Gucci, but
Right.
maybe it's Prada. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
that's good.
High tier relationships.
Yes, high tier.
And then as we kind of, it's okay. I heard you say like investing more into the friendship and things like that, but it's also you get to a point where it's okay to walk away,
Yeah.
right?
Give yourself permission to release things that no longer serve you well. And that is good. So you're gonna get some knowledge, you're gonna get some fun, you're gonna get some handouts, you're gonna get experience. You're going to get Cassie and Dr. T. You're gonna get us in our full capacity. We're gonna take a break and we'll be right back. But Cassie, I do want you to share with the viewers if they want to get in contact with you if they're seeking therapy. Are you currently taking clients?
So I am at cap for clients right now. However, I am doing some consulting, doing some follow up and some check in. So you can most definitely reach out to me on a Facebook platform. All of my contact information is there. My website information is there as well. You can always inbox me from that point, and then I always follow up. So on Facebook is Cassie Thomas, and on Instagram is Convos with Cassie.
Convos with Cassie. Make sure you check it out. If you are looking for some consultation, if you're looking for some good information, she put some wonderful things out. Make sure that you check out her Facebook or Instagram or even her website. We'll be right back after this break.
Hey y'all, it's Cassie here. Ladies, when is the last time you hit pause and took some time to refresh yourself?
What's up, everybody? It's Dr. T, and that's exactly what we're doing at the Refresh Her workshop happening January 10th, 2026 in Lake Orion, Michigan.
Get ready for conversations, laughter, and healing with sessions on self-care, mindset renewal, and rediscovering your why.
Plus, you'll enjoy guided reflections, sister circle conversations, and a little pampering too, because you deserve to start the new year off refreshed and restored.
So grab your sisters, your cousins, your best friends, every lady that you know. It's time for us to reconnect, refocus, and reset.
Join us for a day that will remind you just how powerful you are. Because every woman deserves to feel refreshed.
January 10th, Lake Orion, Michigan.
Limited seating, so register down below.
And we are back. So this is the time where we highlight the upcoming events. So Pontiac Youth Recreation has their third annual Winter Fest. It's happening at the City Hall grounds. This is happening on Saturday, January the 11th, and they're open from 5 to 8 p.m. There'll be tons of winter activities to enjoy: shopping, ice skating, s'mores, Polar Express ride, music, food, hot chocolate, and many more. The entry is free. This is free, everyone. You can register now at pontiacrecreation.recdesk.com, or you can go to 47450 Woodward Avenue in Pontiac, Michigan. You must register. They need a head count, so make sure you register for Saturday, January the 11th for this Winter Fest. Also, we have the undisputed heavyweight world championship fight Sunday, February 22nd. You have Shield versus Cruz Dezern, and this is live on DAZN, and it's also at the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. The ticket pre-sale has taken place already, but you can use the word GOAT for access, GOAT for access. So you want to make sure that you do get your tickets from Ticketmasters. There is a lot of supporters for this event, and this is Flint's own Clarissa Shields. So you all make sure you support. And we have the pre-New Year's Eve comedy party. This is hosted by Terry Hodges and Daryl Earl. This is Saturday, December the 27th, 2025 at the Crowford. The address is 1 South Saginaw in Pontiac, Michigan. The doors open at 7 p.m. and the show starts at 8. There is an admission fee of $30 if you pay in advance, and it's $35 at the door. You can purchase tickets at www.thecrowford.com. You have, again, this is hosted by Terry Hodges and Daryl Earl, but you have Ronnie Chanel in the building. She's off of Martin Lawrence tour. You have Amber James from Comic View. You have Mike Bonner from Detroit Legends, and you have Shorty D from Def Jam. And this is hosted by DA and DJ Ant Harv. So you definitely want to make sure you are in the building for this pre-New Year's Eve comedy party on Saturday, December 27th, 2025. We also have breakfast brunch with Santa. Bring your little ones for a delightful morning filled with joy and wonder. Join us for breakfast from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is happening on Monday, December the 22nd. This coming Monday, December the 22nd at 180 North Saginaw Street in Pontiac, Michigan. For more information, contact Peck at 248-622-4334 or email ecommunityoutreach.org for more information. You want to make sure you bring your kids out on this coming Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we have Ronnie McNears at Sunset Island is having a New Year's Eve party. This is happening on Wednesday, December 31st, 2025 from 8 p.m. to 2 o'clock a.m. There is a $50 fee for this, and there will be a special surprise guest. It will be free food, party favors, and a champagne toast. You have sounds by DJ Matthew Black, and tickets are available at Eventbrite or pay at the door. And the address is 7 North South Saginaw in Pontiac, Michigan, 48342. And you have the Queen of Carlone, Regina, the Queen of Carlone, who is a sponsor. So you want to make sure you are there at Sunset Island on Wednesday, December 31st. The doors open at 8, y'all. So make sure y'all get there. And that's all we have for today. Again, thank you so much, Cassie, for joining us. Regina stepped out, y'all, but Regina and I will be back. So on next week, we wishing you Merry Christmas because this is the Christmas season. We wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And yeah, we'll see you next year, y'all.